All right, here we are out in rural Guatemala, and as you can see, the countryside, it's beautiful here. Standing in a field here that they use to grow crops and stuff like that. It rained really hard here last night, so things are pretty wet. It's been a pretty muddy day, but we just wanted to kind of give you a look at what we're doing out here and what we're dealing with. So I'd like to take you inside and we'll go check out typical home that we've been wiring. Come on in. So we start out here, we got the pole that has the duplex coming out to the disconnect. This is where the meter will be and eventually attached to the power system. This is where they'll do the connect. And then we can go on inside. This is pretty common on every house. We have lots of people, lots of kids that hang around, and every house kind of has an outside covered porch. Most of them do. So we'll typically put a light out here. We've already finished wiring this house, but they typically get a light out here, and they do a lot of their clothes. All their clothes drying is hung up. You got to be careful. These little wires, they're everywhere and they're low, and you got stuff all over the place. But this is your average outside. Every house has a good dog. And then on inside, this is where it all happens here. We give them 2 switches, 4 lights, and 2 outlets for every house. And this is about what the common house looks like. This one, you can see they get their corn here waiting to get shucked off the cob and then ground up, and then they use that for food. This one's got a motorcycle in it, but lots of hammocks. These are the beds that kind of you see in most of these houses. A lot of these wires hanging in all these houses, but this is kind of your living room here, and then on back in here. This is the average kitchen, and this is where they do all the stuff. Most of them have this raised open flame fire where they do all the cooking and everything happens here. You can see pots and pans. This is pretty standard. The shelves where they keep all their stuff, and then there's normally something like this, like the countertop with water bowls, and they do have these. This is like where they grind the corn by hand. Pretty cool. The stone, and they put it on here and they grind it, and that's about the common house. That's what it's all about. So that's kind of a look at what we're doing here, and so far we've done about 180 of these, so we're making progress.